This is the hinge of the whole part, and I want to give you one sentence you can hold onto for the rest of your life. Someone who loves you does not need your money before they have met you. That's it, that's the chapter. Everything else here is just explaining why that sentence is true, and why it's so hard to apply when it's happening to you. Here's the truth. The moment an online relationship asks you for money, it has stopped being a relationship and become a crime. The love may feel completely real to you. That's not your error, but the request is the proof. In 2025, older adults reported $584 million in losses to confidence and romance scams. And romance scams targeting older adults rose 30% in a single year. Those aren't numbers about naive people. They're numbers about a criminal industry that has gotten extremely good at manufacturing intimacy. And the reason the losses are so large is precisely that the feelings are so genuine. Now, why is the ask so hard to refuse? By the time money comes up, you're not being asked by a stranger. You're being asked by someone who has spent weeks or months becoming the most attentive person in your life. That's the investment they made. And here's what it bought. Reciprocity. They've given you enormous emotional attention. Refusing feels like being ungenerous to someone generous. The relationship as collateral. Saying no doesn't feel like declining a transaction. It feels like risking the relationship, which is exactly the leverage they built. It's never framed as a gift. It's a loan, an emergency, a temporary gap, something they're embarrassed to ask for. Often they resist taking it at first so that you end up insisting. That reluctance is scripted. It starts small, a modest amount, sometimes repaid promptly to establish trust before the real asks begin. And sunk cost. After the first payment, refusing the second means admitting the first was a mistake, so people keep going, hoping to be wrong. None of that is stupidity. It's a professionally engineered sequence, and knowing the sequence exists is what breaks it. Now, what forms does the ask take? Money for a plane ticket or visa, a medical emergency, customs releasing a package or an inheritance, legal trouble, a frozen bank account, equipment or supplies for a job, a business opportunity, or an investment they're doing well with and want you to share in. That last one is pig butchering, the single largest money loser in the country. And sometimes it's not cash at all. They ask you to receive and forward money, which makes you a money mule and can put you in legal jeopardy. So here's what to do. Treat the first request for money as the end of the question, not a warning sign to weigh the answer. Never send money, crypto, or gift cards to someone you haven't met in person. Not once. Not a small amount. Not as a loan. Never receive and forward money for them. That's the mule trap. Tell one person you trust today. Say it plainly. I've been asked for money by someone I've never met. Secrecy is the scam's oxygen. Report it to the FBI at ic3.gov and the FTC, including if you've already sent money. Reporting fast is how recovery is even possible. And don't confront them expecting honesty. You'll get a story, or tears, or anger. You don't need their confirmation. You have the request. Here's what I'd do. I'd decide the answer now, in advance, while I'm calm, because the whole point of these scams is that you can't think clearly in the moment. My rule would be fixed before I ever needed it. No money to anyone I haven't met in person. None. Not a loan, not an emergency, not a small amount to help out. And I'd expect it to feel awful to refuse. That's not a sign I'd be doing something wrong. It's a sign the scam is working exactly as designed, because the discomfort is the leverage. If the relationship ends the moment I stop paying, that ending is the answer to every question I might have had. Real love has never once required a wire transfer from a stranger. So the ask isn't a test of my devotion. It's the proof of what's actually happening. So let's practice. 6 months in, he's warm, he's constant, he's the first person you talk to each morning. And now his mother is in the hospital overseas, and the bill must be paid today. And he's mortified to be asking. He says forget it, he'll find another way. Everything in you wants to help. Run the sentence. Someone who loves me does not need my money before we've met. You don't debate the hospital, ask for documents, or negotiate an amount. You say no, and you call your daughter and tell her what just happened. If he vanishes, you have your answer. If he rages, you have your answer. The refusal is the test, and you've already passed it.